There we go. Hello. I'm back. I'm back, baby. Yeah. Taking to your dealer. Okay, mate. All right. So, that was wonderful. Great start, Marco. Hopefully we're sound now. Please be sound. I can see it going up and down. We lip read. Oh, gosh. So, I have been kind of like slowly dilly-daddling around creating some buildings, creating some assets that we can kind of slap together to create more buildings. Now, these are kind of like where I've applied the materials. And if I do an Alt-H, look, kind of testing what the city could look like. It's more to try and work out, do these buildings look okay? This building here, I don't like. There is too much glass for my liking. So we're going to have to fix this one here, because this side looks ugly. So we'll come back around and I'm going to fix that one up. And then today, probably going to be focusing more on support structures, just to kind of wrap things around the buildings and so on and so forth. But other than that, yeah, let's just kind of like get into it, start building more assets, and just go from there. Happy New Year as well. I've been using this stuff, excellent, to make RTS buildings. Oh, what RTS are you playing? Is the question. Let's grab, because I want to fix this building before we go any further. So, what could we do? Just having a quick squiz. Let's maybe go, just move these off to the side, and we'll organize these a little bit later. Now, oops. What has inspired me to create this is if I kind of let me open up a brand new Blender screen. It's the word. Good job. And while that's loading in the background, we will create something to cover up those windows. So let's go GZ10. What's that? That's about 12 meters, and that's by 2 meters. And so we need something to kind of, block up that space. So just going to kind of guesstimate stuff. Let's do one of my things. Now, one big thing that I am focusing on is doing everything as quads. And the reason for that is because I'm heavily using DreamUV to texture everything. Well, it's not an RTS per se, but Foxhole. Sick. I'm really relying heavily on using DreamUV to do all the texturing, and we know DreamUV doesn't like n-gons, doesn't like triangles, and so trying to do modeling as clean as possible. So let's put an edge loop through there, scale Z. Oh, actually, G, nope. I thought I had screencast keys on. Why do I not have screencast keys? Screencast keys. Control S to save. Hello, hello, hello. Planes are coming second of the month. Nice. That's pretty good. Over there on the shorts, welcome to the stream as well. And over on Twitch. Yeah. So, if we kind of jump over into this. Actually, I should open up that, click onto here. Let me just quickly bring something up. Is it this one? Yeah, it's this one. Okay. So, I'm going to show you this. So this here is Greentown's kind of like what's inspired me to do this. So if I were to delete everything, mesh, plane, and we go scale 20. That's a bit too small. N, we're going to bring up our geo scatter, select our emitter, go down into biome scatter, open biomes. Let's go into maybe Titan Core 2. Glad I'm not the only one working on Blender Project at 3 AM. It is currently 9:49 PM Sunday night, Pippo. Okay. And I'm just waiting for this to come through. 20. Oh yeah, there we go. Control A, apply scale. And so this is kind of like what has inspired me to actually go ahead and create something like the city. So various levels of models and such. We've got our few big pieces that are bringing all our attention. So if I press sky, and then we go into rendered view, please don't take ages. Atomic Baby, thank you. I hope it is. Spooky's here. We know we can start the party. I'm just waiting for this to load. And this kind of just want to explain why I'm doing this. So we're not focusing on making... Is that really far to the left? Nope. I'm not focusing on making like we normally do. Yeah, here we go. This is a prime example. 5,000. Let me just select the floor, new. We'll make it black and we'll bring the roughness up. This is the kind of like level that I'm going for. I'm not going for, you know, let's come in really close and have a look at every nit and gritty little piece. We're more looking at as if it's a sci-fi city overflow. So that's what we're trying to work towards. And so if we get rid of that and we come over into here, so that's why our buildings, I would say these are more medium scale buildings for now. And then that's where we'll kind of expand. So small, and you can see like these front doors. I mean, these are assets that we've created in the past. Nothing special. Yes, there is a door handle there. A little bit of micro details, but we're more looking at the shape of the building. I really like these shapes that we've been kind of like pulling out of Midjourney and such. So I want to continue with that. What is that? DreamUV Metal 1. Just going to change that real quick. Let's go remove unused slots and go DreamUV 1 Metal. Weird. We will go metal on that one. Macula. DreamUV Metal 1. And then I'm going to click on that, remove unused. So I'm removing duplicate things. That's not the right one. It's not the one I'm thinking. Let's go metal. I think I just haven't added it. Let's go raw metal, and where's that other metal one? I'm just trying to fix this up because it's slightly bugging me. Metal. DreamUV there. Metal. There we go. Ugh. We'll fix that up later. Haven't touched Blender since the finished Pro 2025. Not sure I will or not anymore. Touch Blender? You're having a break. Minus 8.3. Alright, because I hope you continue on, buddy. Okay, let's grab that. I like this shape. And then we might come up here as well. Let's put in some edge loops through there. Let me just go in solid mode. And I want to bring this back. G to the Y. Just kind of like adding in some interesting shapes through there. And then we can kind of come in. Let's select here. Shift D. And we'll scale that on the Z. P separate by selection. But what we will add in, add modifier, generate solidify modifier. Make that 0. And then we'll just expand that out. Just so now we kind of start adding in some platings. I'm not going to try and make it mirror left and right. I went modular with all my stuff. Yeah. And that's the way to go as well. Even because, I mean, I still buy quite a few assets. It's really interesting to see how certain people work. And so I kind of like grab those workflows and then try and work backwards. Let's go delete faces. We go E to extrude along the y-axis, and then we'll come here and press F. F. Interesting. And then we'll pull that out. So we got kind of like this slot. Is it a little bit too small? Maybe. Let's maybe put in an edge loop through here. Just trying to give it some extra shape. So many moons ago, I remember watching a tutorial by Creative Shrimp. And I mean, it's kind of like basic stuff in terms of what he was saying. You know, you start off with 3 layers. You got your big layer, and then you overlay that with a secondary layer, which is a little bit smaller details, and then we go down into kind of like the micro layers. So I'm liking this. I think that's great. Let's leave that as is. I'm going to go into our DreamUV. DreamUV, for those of you who don't know, is a UV mapping tool, but you got to have specific texture maps on it. So for instance, here, let's just go save, and then I can apply my concrete. And you can see that it's already all UV unwrapped. We've got our edges in there and so on and so forth. So great. Oh, whoops. Let's go apply that. Select that. Control J to join. Hotspot. Control S to save. Just not feeling anymore, as there was some progress last year, but I can't seem to get anywhere. Completely agree with you, Spooky. Yep. So that's why I didn't even think about why I didn't do this earlier. So tomorrow night, I'm just going to do the mocap for episode 1. Rather than going, I got to make 6 episodes. No, I'm just going to focus on making episode 1 and see how that turns out. I've been talking about this for 6 months, which is really frustrating. And that's, you know, that's me saying now, like I'm in that same boat as well. See how that performs. Then I can go from there. So if it doesn't perform, I know that I can walk away. I've done what I've needed to. That's kind of cool. Yes, that is now hidden all that stuff. And then I can start looking into the next projects, you know, that we've discussed previously. So can we all just start a script that turns in? Gosh. They do. They call it the Blender Studio. That, to me, that looks better. We need to fill that gap now. Now we've got some little pieces that we could probably snap up in here. I don't think this is enough. We'll grab that one, and maybe that one. Oop, that one. Shift D. Let's go rotate X 90. And then we can kind of start slotting that in a little bit there. User can come into that. Let's go rotate 180. Scale X -1. And then that one there can probably slot in there like so. Move you there, move you there. Okay, so if I now grab all 4 of these, and then we push that back into there. Okay. Come back. And we'll push this back out. That gives us that. And this is where I kind of like need that another layer on top of this. So I think maybe this layer is actually too small. I think I need to do like a medium layer in here. So is there anything that we can grab from something I've already created, which I think this piece over here. Wait a minute. You are meant to be concrete. Actually, no. I lie. You're fine. And we will duplicate that over. Rotate Z minus. Bring that in a bit. You're the Picasso. Nah, mate. No. There are plenty of people better than me. I just enjoy it when it works. Let's go something like that. Now, does that fix that difference? Yes. That's great. I think this is where we need to put in something on the top. And I reckon that once we start going in and adding antennas and such, did you hear what the Roman guy said after his wife was eaten by a lion? Gladiator. Notepad. Oh gosh. Jack, how am I? Plopping along. I'm excited for this year. Let's see what happens. It's my first day back at work tomorrow, so that's going to be great. If the animation makeup doesn't work out, you have to consider making your story into a webtoon format. Yeah. You would still be able to tell the story you intend to deliver. Yep. The building was already good and somehow you made it gooder. Yeah, and so this is where I'm kind of like in that, I'm in that bracket of, So, but the goal is, as soon as I can, to hit that 100K mark. So if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. Help me get there. What are we sitting on at the moment? It's gone down. That's great. Gosh, dang it. So that is looking nice. So let's go ahead and maybe now focus on creating like a new building. Now I do have an idea for a piece. Let's go Shift A mesh cube. Plop that one into there. And then I'm going to expand this way. Let's go something like that. Here, Control B. And then we're going to pull that face up. Maybe let's just go in solid mode for a little bit. And then I'm just going to select here, and here. Control B to do a bevel, just to kind of like bevel the edges, funnily enough. But delete faces. And we're going to go F, because I want quads. And that's, like I said earlier, it's all about the DreamUV. Okay, to me, that is looking pretty good. I'm happy with that. And then, ultimately, what we could do, actually, we'll move this off to the side. Okay, it does seem maybe a little bit too big. But let's start off with our next building. Let's kind of bring it down to here. All right, GZ. We'll scale that up. I'm going to grab our windows. Shift D, G, Shift Z, and we'll bring that back. And so that's kind of like our half window there. Great. We want to, I reckon we might just hide that one section in there. Something like that. Glass roof? Nah. Isn't the decor too high poly? Nah. I'm okay with the poly count for now. And we also have to remember this is probably going to try and go into Unreal Engine. So that's something to keep in mind. Ah! Mick Fardell, welcome to the stream. Here we go. This is what we're creating. Trying to create some bit of a sci-fi town. Why is that like that? How bizarre. Oh, that's why. Sorry, I was in the wrong group. So here, you and you. Move to collection, please. Is there any other ones? Yeah, there's another one. There is another. That one there. We go move that one into the collection as well. And then hopefully we've got get stuffed. You. There we go. Move to collection. There we go. So we're just trying to create that. Yeah, nanites all the way. Do you think any more about the community thing where people make props for you? So, I still have that mark machine. I have been thinking about that. And so there might be a possibility we might go down that route. That's why I wanted to try and smash out episode 1, get this web series going, and see what the response is. Wish you would use the option where each piece is a different color, grays and grays. Oh, completely agree. And this is where we can come back in later. Because the concept art that I'm using at the moment is this one. So these are kind of like the ideas that I'm kind of working off. So we can see that, where did I stole that piece from somewhere that I just created. I saw it here. So kind of like you can see that piece there. Completely agree. Grey on grey looks terrible. And so that's something that will change later. I've got different versions of concrete we could throw in. So for instance, that one there. You? Yeah. So you can kind of see that, yeah. Because of all the DreamUV, we can kind of just like start slapping around. Are you going for Blade Runner? It's more... Yeah, let's say that. I was talking about the viewport. Oh, no. No. I don't like your viewport. I don't like the blues and... Give me the dark greys. It's gorgeous. I love it. Yeah, so this is kind of like for one of the scenes in the first episode, I think like scene 4, scene 5, where we've got the ship flying over the top. And so I kind of need a city to create underneath. And so this is all going to be done with geometry nodes. Spooky. Geometry nodes. Have a look. I did geometry nodes. See? Simple geometry nodes. And then go from there. So it'll be interesting to see what on... Oh, that's that. The reason why I've created it here is so we can see what it actually looks like. That... And now that's changed. Yeah, beautiful. So let's kind of keep building. Let's go. We'll grab this piece here. Shift D, bring that to there. That can hide... Let's move that up so it's sitting a little. Sit it. We'll sit it there. Let's go concrete and we'll go 8. Hotspot that puppy, please. Shift D, rotate the y-axis. Rotate the x-axis. Scale that. Yeah, let's do that. And then we will slice it in like so. Maybe even move that across just so it hides that building. Yeah, nice. Great. And then we'll slap. I've used that piece a little bit too much. Let's go with the square windows. And so this is one of the benefits of going with the modular, because we can build like so. I have been using a lot of the garage. I should actually probably make a bigger version of it, but we'll grab our doors here and here. Shift D, rotate 90, and we'll dump that one in there. And I reckon for this one, we're actually going to make a bigger roller door. And that one there, let's hide that around the other side. There we go. Excellent. What I will do, let's come into there. I'm going to add in a cube. And this is going to be more of our base building. So we can work out what is the shape. You know what? Actually, let's make this building smaller. Probably about there. Khan, welcome to the stream. Is that building a little bit smaller? We can probably go a little bit lower. Then that defeats that piece there. Maybe not. Maybe it is. Maybe we just slide that in there. Oops. G to the X. Slide it out like so. Actually, let me just get rid of this. Hide, 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 hide. Hinds. And then I'm just going to edit this piece so we can get rid of some stuff. Control L. Perfect. Also, there's a local film festival, which, you know, for those of you who have been following me for quite some time, there is a local short film festival that starts in February that, once again, I will be stupid enough to try and do. Control Numpad Plus, delete faces. What the hickabotham? Control L. There we go. I like that, actually. That's great. Oh, great. Numpad Plus. Okay. Numpad Plus. Delete faces. Okay. So from here, oh my goodness, trying to clear this up. Yo. Delete vertices. Ooh, itchy nose. Delete vertices. Great. It's good, kind of like start of building. Are you gonna put yourself in the film? Yes. So, well, not myself. I've got a 3D character that I'll be using for myself. I also have Netwinder in here. So if I go Netwinder, will that let me tag him? No. Well, that sucks. Let me just quickly jump over to his channel, who's streaming right now. Oh, there he is. There we go. He is the one that'll be part of the animation as well. So he's lent me his voice. So I'm looking forward. I've kind of done a rough edit of all the audio. And so now it's just going back through with the mocap and redoing all that kind of stuff. And then going from there. Let's grab this piece. But I'm just trying, yeah. You know when you kind of go through a rut? I was hoping that coming back from holidays, I'd be out of that rut. It's still there. But I mean, that's okay. You know what? Sometimes you just get burnt out and it takes a little bit to get over. Sometimes you got to force your way through it. Will it blend? I don't know. Let's grab that piece. Shift D, rotate 180. But like I said, I really just want to hit that 100,000 mark. I am so stinking close. Let's check the count. If you're new to the stream, welcome. Nothing. Okay. Change. Oh. Gosh. Awesome. Put that in there, and then I know that we've got kind of like a piece that we need to fill in here. Maybe what I might do. So I'm just going to push that to there. what does this look like just in general? Let's put a concrete on that and we'll do a hotspot. This piece here doesn't really suit as well as I hoped, so we might just push it back. Like the fact that that roller door is there, we might add it into the other side. I need to craft some trim sheets. Yes. Yeah. Interesting. Does Cloud Imperial Games also build their own cities? I would assume so. But I mean, that's all modular as well. I should probably do a new video on breaking that down. I just got to see if the mod to extract all the models is still working. Because I know from last time, it was pretty finicky trying to get that going. And then I'm going to grab this piece here. I do want to create like a large building, which actually we did that on live stream a little bit ago, didn't we? We did. I just want to hide those windows. That's kind of cool. I like that idea. But definitely once, like we've got the aircon units coming in. That's why I'm moving my office space around, see if that helps me break. Oh, that's clever. You should try redesigning it in Blender first. Maybe a parking deck. It's actually not a bad idea. Well, what are we parking? If anything, should be almost like a massive landing gear. They did a panel on Lorville too. Ooh, interesting. All right, I might have to hunt that down. Because that would be... Yeah. I don't know what the heck's that is. Okay. So, actually, if we open up one of our previous streams... So, let me go here. We need a landing pad. I don't even have the ship open. So, if I go File Open, let's pop up... Hero Frigate. Which one's that? Oh, yeah. Oh, how good does that ship look? Oh, yeah, I remember this now. We animated it. But I didn't do the front landing gear. Okay, we won't talk about that model. Let's go to 143. And that should be this one. Yes. So this is where we can take bits and pieces of... Oh, yes. Let's grab that. More importantly, I want to grab this building. Ah. I have no memory of this. We'll grab this. Jump over into our other blend file. Control V. And then we will go ahead and butcher this one a little bit. So something like very simple that we created. Yeah, I remember this. I don't like the windows as much. If we bring down our world to like -5, I don't know. Something is missing from that. It looks very flat. So I've got to work that out on how to make it a bit better. But let's bring that sun back up. 10. And what can we do to change this? I'm half thinking we have this awesome piece. Oh, scaffolding. Yeah, let's try that. Scaffolding is this piece here. Yep. Let's just move them out of the way. Bring them down to there. I'm just going to scale them up. And then we will bring that to there. Rotate. Why 90? And then is this something that we can... Yeah, maybe some big get stuff thing like this. Something like that. Technically, I feel that we could almost even scale it on the Y, and then we can slide that in. That's sick. Go to downtown at night for inspiration, see what's missing, take some pictures. Yes. Is there a way that I could claim a trip to Japan as tax? Probably could, but we won't go there. That looks sick. I'm really chuffed with that one. So I'm just going to duplicate that. Bring it to the other side. Shift-D-X. Let's just go into... No, not material mode. There is a lot of wasted geometry now. I think I can live with that. Let me just move that out a smidgen. Great. And then as well, do have this. Can we do anything with this piece? Shift D. Just kind of thinking, what if? What does that look like? It's not even in the middle, so maybe we might try and get that in the middle first. Where is the middle? A little bit off. Something like that, and then from there. I like it. That reflection, that looks pretty cool. That looks pretty cool. I think in places like London, there are regular buildings, but there are also big, unique buildings as well that stand out from the rest. Where was I? Why do I... There's some weird buildings around. Oh, yeah. Oh, no. Google Maps isn't updated yet. Yes, I concur. And then it comes down to is like, yeah, what's that look that I'm after? I don't know. I do like that cyberpunk aesthetic. Ooh. Hello, darling. Should be all right. Good. This needs to be a different color. What color are you? You're DreamUV. Yeah, I hate you. Dream. You. I want you to be a darker concrete. 6. 8, which is a bit of a yellow tinge. No, I want that one. 7. Too shiny. I don't have a dark 4. You're looking pretty grungy. Yeah, grab your slum buildings. Oh yeah, I've got slum buildings as well. Yeah, so I do. Oh, like I mean, I've got these giant buildings as well. I mean, they could use. If I go glass, I mean, we do have that option. Oops. Rotate Z 180. And then if we move that off to the side, then what we could do, actually, great, yes. I'm going to grab some of these pieces and let's bring that there, rotate Z 90. scale 3. Nah, too big. Scale 2. Plop that in there. Here. G, Shift Z. And then we can kind of create something maybe of a bit of a street view. That's awkward. 100% like our corp. Bronze metal. Whereabouts? This is more I've just put in as glass. That to me looks quite nice. We can add in, yeah, maybe a piece like this, and we'll just mirror it in a sec. Just to kind of break up the bottom section. Just because that is a bit boring. And we can probably put one more piece in there somewhere. That one there. Oh, that one. Shift D, plop that in there. Let's go G to the Z, line it up. Obviously, I know that these materials are different. Okay. It's very off. Let's just try and line them up as close as possible. Excellent. GZ. GX. Yeah, I'll buy that for $1. That's great, that's great, that's great. We need pieces that kind of fit through there. Let's grab our support structure. Ooh, actually, I did see this somewhere. Rotate X 90, rotate Y 90. And then we can have kind of like this look. Where are we? GY. And then it's kind of, yeah, hanging off like that. Shift D, Y. That's kind of cool. More productive today than the last few days. Awesome. I don't know. It's just a thought to hold on to. Bronze, you reckon? I don't know. Oops. Almost got fired. Oh, whoops. Almost got fired by a rapture while watching the stream. Got inside the hab at the last second. Being distracted in Star Rapture can be deadly for real. What? I've been playing with that hour model I bought. Tried to add particle effects from the motion dreams. Ooh. It was spooky to dissolve into paperback novel. It's a no press thing. Oh, jeez. Interesting. Yeah, I'm intrigued to see what you pull out of that one. Terry? Yeah, that's going to be interesting. Okay. I like that. I like that. I'm going to grab this piece here just because it's got a really nice vent that we can make quite large. Oops. And we will plop it on the inside like so. Awesome. Let's now go ahead and grab all these pieces. Shift D, scale Y -1. GY. Line it all up with that. Did I hear something? Did someone subscribe? Atomic Baby, welcome to the stream. Oh, you're a sweet. You're over there as well. Brilliant. Thank you for that. Actually, yeah, let's check out the stream count. 208. Really? Huh. Poop. Yeah, okay. Sweet. Well, that sucks. We will go here. DreamUV concrete, I reckon. Oh, I do like this concrete material. Let's get building base. Go on, let's try it. Building base. Then maybe we can... Oh, no, I can't do that. Let's go U, then U. Copy material to selected. Here is a bigger and better picture. So I've got 2 streams on YouTube at the moment. So I've got the vertical one, which normally brings in a lot of people, but and not so much. And then I've got the horizontal one, so I've got 2. Okay, time to go VTuber. No, I'm a human. Ugh. It's got like ambient occlusion on it. Okay, interesting. Building base. Yeah, nice. That looks pretty cool. All right, I'm pretty chuffed with that one. Let's grab all that. So what I'm thinking is, like, if we've got something like this, Shift D, Control. Actually, we'll select the building. Control J to join, and then it'll be good to. We've got a big building like that, and then we've got crud happening around the base. So if we go into geometry nodes and just increase the minimum distance 5. Yeah, this is where like using geoscatter, we can go, right, I only want maybe a quarter of these taller buildings because I want to see the little buildings behind it. And then obviously we've got another building that we created here. So if I just go ahead and select this, Shift D to the X, let's grab that piece, Control J to join, move to buildings, and now we've got more little buildings through. I do want to maybe go back into 10, 8. They're all very clumped together, aren't you, you jerk? .25. It's kind of cool. I'm too sporadic and interested in making those kinds of commitments. Oh, hang on. Marky, what are you going to do when you hit 100K stuff? You know what? If I'm getting close to that 100,000, like at the moment, tonight, nothing has happened. Still 208. Oh, 206. I've lost 2 subscribers. Great. What I'll probably end up doing is I might, when we're within like 50 out, maybe I might just do like a stream till I hit that 100,000 mark. That is the goal, but definitely I will be celebrating. I'll be celebrating so hard. You know what? I don't think I could do a 24-hour stream. I'm pretty old now. But yes, you know what? I would love to be able to do that. I'll just post it in the Discord. Yeah. I would love to be able to do something like that. Yeah, nice. So, we've got our big get stuff building. These buildings are from like a different pack. I'm just kind of stealing ideas here. Because this is all a texture, I'm pretty sure. Nope. What about you? Ooh. Yeah, no, the base mesh on that one's stuffed. Gee, that one's not small at all. So let's go ahead. I'm going to continue to build another little one. Actually, don't have another blend file open. Here it is. Let's grab this building. I'm actually going to go delete and delete. Delete that. And we'll delete all our concrete. Oh, okay. Just to kind of get rid of all them because I don't want them right now. Delete. That seems like a nice building. Where's my street light? I thought I created some street lights in this scene. So we will grab this building. Control C. Bring it over to our other blend file. Control V. G. Rotate Z 90. just going to hide that. Hide, 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 and hide. This will need to change because obviously these two are too similar, which is fine. And then we'll grab the other building as well. Something like that. It's fine by me. Control V. G. Let's go rotate Z 90. Plop that in there like so. Bit of an interesting building, that one. If we, you know what, I'm a fan of these lines that I put in. So if I bring that back down to like -5, you can see how I've added in kind of like LED strips through that, which is pretty cool. So I'm pretty chuffed about that. Need a couple more tall buildings. Yeah. I think I'm more after as much variety as possible, I think is the big thing. There's not enough multi-story. It was very noticeable. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so I've got to hide that one. Oh, going back to the LED strips. So I really like all these LED strips. I've started putting in like billboards and such. And then that way we can kind of like replicate that across. We've got nice LED wall. These lights, yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of them. So maybe we might just have to cover them somehow. Wait. Oh, jeez, my middle mouse is dying. Yay! Let's grab this piece. Which building am I looking at? This one here, I'm pretty sure. Yep. And we can just kind of hide that in there. Something like that. Good. And technically we could even make this a little bit shorter. Bring it down. Yes, it's now in the ground, but that is fine. GG. And we, whoops. Ah, jeez. GG. Bring that back up like so. There we go. So now, yes, we have a similar shape, but having it different scale, different sizes might be okay. Let's bring up the sun again. Let's go Control A and apply that scale. Press N. It's going to DreamUV that again. And we can come in and add more of those details in there. I do want to disguise the shape a little bit more. So let's go ahead and grab these. I think I might just have to make another set of them. And then this will hopefully hide the shape a little bit. Yeah, nice. Great. They're great. Can't even tell that it's the same building. Awesome. The community thing could be a good way to get some more subs. Yeah. Yeah. I got some sponsorship videos that I need to make. And a few others. But yeah. I am liking the idea. I have thought about it. I think it might be a good way to go. That's cool. I really like that. Let's go GX. And so even if we kind of came in and manually placed all these buildings, I think what we could do to sell it is, where are my cables? You donkey. I got rid of my cables. No. I had a bunch of cables. Are they my cables? They're not my cables. Dang it, Bobby. Earthquake guard. Hang on, let's work back. Okay, What is your go-to for windows in buildings in a night scene? So they have different lighting. So this is the Max Hayne? It's not Max Hayne, is it? Max. Oh, hang on. Get back. Max Hay. Yeah, there he is. So if I just bring him up. No. Get it. No, go. No. YouTube. So this is the Max Hay. No. So this guy, I'm trying to find the video. How to make cyber scene building, fast, 3 environment essentials. I don't know. You might have to look for it. So that's this guy. Unknown 3D Blender. Welcome to the stream. Wow, my shorts is dying at the moment. It's like nobody watching. Analytics. There it is. 8. Awesome. So the way he does it is that he's got a piece of glass. Hide. And then behind. Hide? Yeah. Oh, there it is. So the way he does it is he's got a glass layer. And then behind that, is the image that we have. And that is what gives us the illumination. So, yeah, that is the... Why is it so shiny? Alt-H. Hide. Whatevs. Then if we kind of bring it back down to like -5, that's kind of like the texture that's giving the light off. But because we have the glass, you can see here that we've got reflections of these buildings over here. So that's kind of like the way he's done it. That's kind of like the way that I've incorporated it. And yeah, so that's kind of like the way that I'm going to go. Yeah, here's a good example of like one of the other buildings that we did. And we built that like on 2 or 3 streams ago. Has to be somewhere transparent to start with. Yes, completely agree. Yeah. So that's why there's 2 layers. We've got the glass layer and then we've got the image layer behind it. Yeah, okay, let's kind of carry... Oh, there it is. I knew I had string somewhere. Shift-D, put that back. And so this is what I was talking about, having cables in between buildings, because then that's where we can... Oops. Rotate Z 180. If we manually build in a scene, then you kind of start seeing how much of that is starting to pop and such. And then, you know, down below here, we can create a road or something. Somewhat transparent, yeah. And then that's where we can, you know, if we want to come down into those micro details, we can come in here. You know, for instance, let's go there, and then we select this. We can go E to extrude. Faces, let's just kind of go here and here, Control B. Let's grab that edge and that edge, scale on the y-axis. And then, you know, we can create our roads and such, however you want to do it. Space for people to walk past, come in, create a lamp or a street light. There, sweet. Let's come to the top. I got a feeling that is super down into the ground. Yes, it is. Let's go somewhere like that. E to extrude, scale. And then from here, for some reason I've decided to make a lamp. I was walking past a car the other day and I'm like, I made better windshields than that. Oh, I'm an idiot. Let's go into a cube. And then we'll go, let's go scale. Something like that. That's a bit too big. Scale on the Y. And the idea is to have something like that. Rotate. E to extrude, for instance. Shift D, rotate 180. Alright, and then we can kind of come in, I to do an inset, E to extrude. Yes, I know it's just going to be one white material. Light, blue, a sign, and then the rest here can be metal. DreamUV 1 metal, no, that one. And then if we have a look in here, kind of have this. Bring it along there. Come over into our array modifier, generate array. Bop, 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 bop. Oh, my middle mouse is killing me. Let's go Shift D, scale X, Y -1. That's kind of cool. And then if we went to now into our worlds and we go -5, what does that look like? Nothing. Let's go. Really? 5,000? That brightened up the city, didn't it? That was kind of cool. I see what bugs me. Your buildings have nothing at the bottom between the ground and the buildings like planters. Yeah. So, and then that's what we spoke about at the initial, like at the start, is we're not going for the close-up shots. Like, yeah, I completely agree. You know, we should have small pieces in here and such, bins, steps, something broken, even small little pipes, and you know, into like a tap, for instance, through all there. So that's all like that trash, even just trash, putting it in there, and that's what's kind of like stuck in the corners and such. That'll make everything pop. But because we are looking at the city from afar, we're okay with that. I'm just going to make this 1,000. I do like. Is 1,000 too weak? No, that looks pretty good. That actually looks really good. Control S to save, so we don't forget. I got to array that somehow now. That's kind of cool. What's this here? Ooh, I wonder. Even though I shouldn't be doing this, rotate Z. Oops. If we were to put that like here-ish, I think that this here needs to be pushed back a little bit. GY. Make it a night scene. Yeah. Make a slight topic. I'm working on a video series in which I interview various artists about the work. Sweet. Heck yeah. Heck yeah. I'm always down for a chat. It's always a good laugh. Go on, ball. Just remember, I'm in Australia, though. I have been on the NVIDIA Omniverse live stream a few times, which has been a lot of fun there. What else have I done? I've done that one. Oh, that's pretty much the only one that I've really done. I did do one with, hey fellas, Stephen Scott. I haven't seen that guy for ages. But yeah, Jack, just send me a message. Gee, drongo. Aye. Why are my shorts not... Interesting. Got to look at that. So if we look at this now as a night scene... Yeah, there's a lot of work in adding in all those little bits and pieces and stripes, for instance. So for instance, if I were to now come in, and this is one thing I've been really enjoying on doing. What? Ah, get stuffed. You. And you. New material. Let's go lights. Blue. Assign. So that now when we come into like this view, we've got kind of like the Tron lights, I guess. Just some nice LED strips lighting everything up. Is there another area that I could probably do this to? Yes, there is. Let's go here. And we'll go lights. Lights. Assign. It's a little one, but that's fine. Oh. Does look pretty cool though. I think the important thing is obviously to make the road bend maybe, or a T section. And then what we could do is grab this building, for instance. Grab a different building, for instance. So if I were to grab that, I know it's a lot of black screen. Well done, Marco. Control J, rotate 90. And then you can kind of come in here. Control numpad 0. Rotate Z, rotate Z. Rotate XX. Let's bring that camera down a smidgen. Y? GX. If we turn it maybe vertically, 1920 by 1080. 1080 by 1920. Let's pull the camera back out to 28. I don't know. F12, see what happens. Reject the convenience. Welcome to the stream. Let's get rid of that glare node. Bye bye, Charlie. And let's do another F12 just to kind of see what it looks like. What you would want. I mean, it doesn't look too bad. But this here is exactly what you were saying, Spooky. There's nothing joining the building to the ground. This is where you would want that creme. That's kind of cool. That does look sick. The way we could, yeah. So that there is already like a really stark contrast there. If I'm going to go here, I'm going to go into lights, area lights, rotate Y, 180. Actually. Rotate like so, scale that puppy up, scale on the y-axis. Let's go power 5,000, 20,000, 500,000. How high is the flight over the sea? Yeah, it's going to be quite a bit, isn't it? Can you recommend a channel for learning graph editing as a beginner? Are you talking about animating graphs? Questions: are you talking about flying vehicles? Because all those cables between the buildings has. Yeah, they should be flying a little bit higher. Let's just say that. Eugene, welcome to the stream. Let's see. Has this been a successful night? It has not. In total, we've lost a subscriber. So close to that 100,000. That's pretty cool. It's almost like giving me like Akira vibes in a way. What would happen if we made that orange? Then why not just use a flat image with parallax instead? Oh, yes, I know what you're talking about. A little bit detailing on the road. Yeah. You have to remember that we just kind of like slapped this together. Yes, it'll be roughly this high. Hang on, let me just bring up Blender in the other scene. So yeah, we grabbed everything here. Open recent. I know. Let's go file new. So the size that I'm thinking. Let's go 50. I think I need to go a little bit higher. Scale. Yeah. To bring out the side panel. Geoscatter. Select this puppy. Let's go open biomes. Titan core. Skyline. Let's go to the Titan core. We're Titan core 4. Yeah, shut up. Scale 40. Control A, apply scale. And then we will go view 5000. Let's go into cycles because we can. Let's go 32. Wow, somebody subscribed. That's awesome. Who doth thy joineth me? Did you unsubscribe for me? Correctives. Hey. So, this was... Oh, geez, that is pretty stinking big. Hang on, I'm just going to 0.5 that. So this is kind of like roughly the size I was thinking. Let's just go into render view and kill Blender a little bit. And we'll click on sky. Let's click on the ground. New. Brown. Black. Roughness up. So yeah, something nice and large like that. Now, obviously, what I would like to be able to do as well is clear a path, and we'll create like maybe some road highways, even though we are still using flying vehicles and such. It's more this idea. And the way we could do that, if I were to go like this, let's just create a highway, for instance. Let's put an edge loop. Control B. There we go. I could now go technically Shift D Z. Let's go P separate by selection. User. I'm going to create a vertex group. No building. No building. Whoops, got to assign it. Then we come down into geoscatter, tall, surfaces, no, distribution, no. Cull masks, vertex groups, no building. There we go. All right. That's the way we've got to do it. And then we go through each one of these. Vertex, no building, flip. Vertex, no building, flip. Vertex group, no building, flip. Ground greebles. You know what? Ground greebles can stay. Extra greebles. No building. Flip. Why is there still... Scale Y. What the heck? A sign? Why is everything still there? What have I done wrong? Let's just go into weight painting. Vertex paint. Am I losing the plot? Assign. Remove. Okay, let's try this. Control B. Assign. Oh, I guess suck a lemon. There we go. Unhide, unhide. That one's fine. Unhide. And then we've kind of got this straight alley. And then this is me just mucking around this whole time. And then we can kind of build our highway that would go kind of like along this path. Why do you look so unclean? Have you showered? Okay. That's a lot of balls in those buildings. Yeah. And so that's kind of like why I want to be able to create as many of these little assets and such. That's kind of cool. I like those ground greebles. If we go into rendered view, am I losing the plot? Yeah. So nice and high. I do kind of want some of those shots where we can see the ship flying and we're going past, like building level here as the ship is flying through. Then we're going to have other ships coming past. Sure, there's going to be a lot of like blur, motion blur, but yeah. So, maybe you need another edge. Yeah. Oh, you're right. Thank you, Corrective Activities. Why all CG characters in Star Wars made of quads? Because Yoda said there is no try. Fuck. That's so good. Oh. All right. Yeah, wow. Shorts. Interesting. I gotta think of something better next time. It's looking good. Yeah, this is in somebody else's pack, so that's why coming back into this one, we want to create something that we can. Come on, middle mouse. Alt H. We want to be able to take and build something of our own. So I'm just going to quickly grab that. What buildings don't I have? This building here needs to be fixed up. This one here is something that we could probably snake. Shift D. Just trying to work out what. Control J to convert to mesh. Control J. Mesh. Control J. Thank you. Shift S cursor to selected. Shift S cursor selected. Right click. Set origins to geometry. No. Shift S, cursor selected, right click, set origin to 3D cursor. And then we can go now move that into our buildings collection, which will then give us a new building in our geometry setup. Oof, that's bright. All right, let's get rid of that sign there. Delete vertices. Oh, let's get out of the night. Out of the darkness. And this is where, you know, we would turn down the number of these buildings, yeah. And that's kind of like where we can play with those numbers and such. All right. I'm going to call it a night there. This stream has been pretty good, except for the shorts. Shorts have been absolutely horrendous. Did we increase in numbers? Yes, we went up 1. We went up 1. Jack sent me a message on Discord. Yeah, because we're gonna make some videos and some add-on reviews and such. Maybe we might even do some mocap now. All right, we'll see. Let's call it a night. Thank you very much, guys, and I will see you guys probably not next. Probably not next week. Oh no, I will see you Sunday. But might even do some live streams throughout the week. Actually, probably not because it's still school holidays. Once the kids go back to school, we'll do a lot more live streams. So until then, have a great Until then, have a great evening. And yeah, have a chat to me wherever on Discord.